I'm over here at BMW Vista picking up some O-rings, some parts. Found this guy, facelift in carbon jet. It's too dirty to tell. It's missing a roof rail. Full leather luxury. It's got a lip. Stock 65s, old tires. 2 child seats in the back. And weird exhaust. What is it? Remus muffler delete? Oh, it's something. Don't know. Sweet. I'm impressed with the number of M cars they have up here in Vista. Tons of F90 M5s. There's a M850i Grand Coupe now. I didn't even know that was a thing. It's kind of a ratty 40. The Z4/Miata. I parked next to a Daytona Violet, Techno Violet M4, which is kind of cool. I don't like the M4, but I do like that color. It's just a whole row of M5s, M4s, and M3s down until the standard 3 Series start. Nice dealer. Holy shit, is it packed up here though. This is about the only spot, and I don't even think it's customer parking. But it works. I got the parts. Now over to the shop. I spent the last 2 or 2.25 hours at the DMV. It's a very long story, very inefficient, very annoying. I think it's done. The guy disappeared in the back. He's like, I'll come back in a minute, I'll let you know. I had to call Sacramento to verify that something cleared, and then he just disappeared for 30 minutes, so I left. I don't have time to sit up there for that. It's ridiculous. There's an accident on the 78 west, which has totally screwed traffic up east, so I think I may have to take the back roads back. It's 13 minutes, and it's saying 46 minutes right now. It's 4:24, and I'm just getting here now. That's how bad traffic. There was an accident. 2 pickup trucks had rolled across the highway sideways, and lanes were closed, but I wasn't even in those lanes, but everybody's rubbernecking. Oh, dickered. So I'm finally here. The headlights are in and wired as professionally as I possibly know how to do them. They look great. I haven't even tested the one side yet since I cleaned the wiring up a little bit, but I'm pretty sure they work. We'll get to testing them later. I cleaned up this stuff a little bit. I just wiped it down. There was evidence of a coolant leak, what are the odds, of some point in this car's life. So there was some white staining on there, so that's cleaned up. Up next is, well, a bunch of stuff. We got a FCP Euro order in yesterday. That includes 2 engine air filters, 2 cabin air filters, 2 transmission mounts. Yesterday I installed fresh motor mounts, rear differential bushings, front rear differential bushing. These are instrument cluster bulbs. They don't need to go in this car. All of them work. I just want to have some. 8 spark plugs, 545i short shifter, various hardware, various hardware, various hardware, valve cover gasket, lower oil pan gasket, because I think it needs to be time certed. For 2 reasons. 1, there's always a drop of oil on the bottom of the bolt, which probably means it's leaking. And 2, it's completely the wrong bolt. That bolt is way too large, so I'm guessing that somebody stripped it out and then just Home Depot fit a slightly larger bolt in there and torqued it until it wouldn't go any further, which means the pan needs to be time certed or replaced. Alright, guess what time it is? Leave a comment. What do you think? I'm not even completely sure. Wow, it's 11:09. That's the best of the week by far. It's been an organized day. I'm taking step by step. The hardware comes off and goes in here. Plenum bolts, throttle body bolts, lower plenum bolts, valve cover bolts, and then spark plugs. That's the mess bin. Those are for coils, and those are the grounds. I took sandpaper to these things and really cleaned them up. They aren't perfect, but they're a lot lighter, nice and smooth. They look sharp. So I got the one, bank 1 is done. Everything in here is really oily and greasy, so I've taken a lot of time to clean up all the hardware and the valve cover and the beauty cover, and everything's nice and clean and torqued, and bank 1 is done. I know all of this is a wreck. All of this is going to get cleaned up at a later date. Bank 2 will be tomorrow. Bank 2 is way harder because of all these fuel lines and brake lines and vacuum hoses and all this stuff that's in the way of putting this on. And, you know, unfortunately the reluctor rings are back there at the end of the cams, so you have to lift the valve cover up and over the reluctor ring so it clears, and it took me about 20 minutes to get it out. I'm using a dab of gasket maker right here where the upper timing cover meets the cylinder head, down there as well, and then back in the half moons, just to prevent that from getting dicked during installation. So far so good. It's just a lot of work, and you know the usual, my back hurts. But here's where all the parts are. The plenum's a little oily. I'm going to clean out those Venturi things and all those hoses. Hopefully that makes a difference, but it takes forever when everything that you put back on has to be thoroughly degreased and cleaned. But it's after 11. I had In-N-Out for lunch. I'm gonna go home and eat, I don't know, some cereal or something and get to bed. I don't feel like vlogging on the way home. So this is where we leave it today. Talk to you guys tomorrow on Thursday.